Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm your host, Steven. I'm here with
Geo.
back from the theaters. We went to go see Superman. This is the reinvention of the DC cinematic universe, headed by James Gunn. The film was directed by James Gunn. The film stars David Cornsweet as Superman, Alex Tudek, if I'm saying his name right, as Robot 4, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. We have Skylar Gisendo as Jimmy Olsen, Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho. We have Edie, forgive the names, Gathegi as Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Terrific, excuse me. And then we have Sean Gunn as Maxwell Lord and as a whole slew of others. Again, this is the reinvention of Superman. Oh, actually, the DC Universe, they are starting out with Superman for the cinematic universe. This is basically him early on in his career. Apparently, there's a beginning where they show their metahumans have been around for 300 years. Mankind doesn't know about it, has kind of accepted them into their world. The last 3 years, Superman has come out, has announced himself. He's considered the strongest of them all. This is his first loss, so we come across, as you saw in the trailers, him hitting the snow with the blood and him
Whistling the dog.
and whistling for the dog. And we find out, of course, this is a whole scheme by Lex Luthor to discredit Superman and make him be hated by the public in order for Lex Luthor to continue his master plan. This is very comic booky, probably one of the most comic book looking comic book movies. It's not grounded in realism or this brooding darkness of the Dark Knight or of Man of Steel. This again, very bright in colors, very outgoing sci-fi themes happening with the robots. The robots and the Fortress of Solitude reminds me of the Golden Age Superman of the 60s. And he's there with the shucks and the yahoos and the darnits. Very, very different than what we've been used to the last few years. Very colorful, very hopeful movie. Overall, I'm going to say I was immensely entertained. I thought I would not be because, first of all, when I first saw Crypto, I said, I don't want to see the dog in this. For a cartoon, yeah. Real life movie, no. But the dog is done enough. If you like dogs, you see the playful manner. They don't listen, how they can be rambunctious. That's great. Again, overall, and then I saw Guy Gardner. I said, of all the Green Lanterns, you're going to pick the one I like the least. I don't think he should be in there. Nathan Fillion hit a home run for me. I think the standout star is Mr. Terrific. I thought he stole the show every time he was there. I enjoyed it. I hope he has a spin-off. Like I said, very comic booky. It's a 180 degree from Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman. This is not the Snyderverse. So if people are looking for a grounded superhero, this is not it. If you're looking for something that's reminiscent, I think of the Christopher Reeve ones where it's very lighthearted, very different. Yeah. And again, James Gunn takes a lot of liberties. He takes the sci-fi element and makes it really wacky. It's James Gunn, so it's always going to be a little wacky, a little unorthodox. His choice of characters in the movie, when I first saw them, like Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, I said, this won't work. But he made it work. Overall, I think Rachel Brosnahan and David Cornsweet's charisma together as a couple, I think one of the few times I actually felt chemistry between the two, between Lois Lane and Superman. It was one of the first times I really felt, yeah, these guys could be a couple. I see where the tensions could be. Are there missteps? Yeah, I think the tones are all over. It gets very comic booky, and then it'll get super dark instantly. There's a scene with Lex Luthor and a gun and one of Superman's friends or people that he knows, and they do Russian roulette, and you know where it goes from there. I didn't expect that kind of darkness because it seemed very light. So the tones are everywhere, but I guess as James Gunn is setting up this universe where anything can happen. As you can see, he's fighting a kaiju. So I guess the gloves are off. This is going to be a very comic book oriented new franchise and not like the Snyderverse where it's grounded in, I guess, darkness and brutality. But overall, I'm going to say I was entertained. It has its flaws. There's some parts you kind of go, It has to have, I think there's too much comedy elements in it. Then, it should have been a little bit, at times, I think, serious, a little bit more serious. I think it's too comic booky, and I think that you're thrown in the beginning of the movie of his first mission, or we see his first mission, but it's not. He's been around 3 years. This is his first loss, and it's not taken too seriously. It's kind of go, he lost, he's bloodied, and okay, we move on. I think there's some missteps there, and that you expect the audience to know these lesser known characters is a big leap of faith. If you want to get the bigger audience, I think you have to go a little bit more mainstream, but overall, entertaining movie. And I'm probably going to go see it again to really get hold of what I saw because there's a lot going on.
Okay, Rotten Tomato gave 82 and people viewing 89.
I'm going to say for me, 85.
Okay. For me, 70s. As he says, it's too vivid. His costume, the blue, baby blue. It's like, and the thing is, the story had potential. Like you have a lot of people in there. You have the Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, and Nath nails Guy Gardner to the T there. Like I thought it'd be too many people to make the story make sense. And to me, minus the super dog would have been better, because too much like, okay, take me home, and the dog is playing with him and he's pushing him around. It's like oh my god. So this is a super dog. He's really dumb, for a super dog kind of sense. And he's stubborn. He goes after cows and squirrels and monkeys and all that. So to me, it was wasted mid on that dog. Then you see her appearance. You see Supergirl, and she has attitude. She has no charisma. She has no she's a bum kind of things. All kind of things. And to me, it's like, and to me, I don't really care. Overall, look, this thing could have been the best Superman ever. And the thing is as if he has the big CEO saying, "Oh no, we want to make it kid friendly," and it ruined everything. You know, like sometimes I see the movie, there's too much of something. There's too much of something, and you see no blood anywhere, except the guy who gets Russian roulette kind of bullet bread. The Metropolis is getting invaded by the pocket universe. And the river is divided, and this thing is divided. So the river is supposed to disappear because all the water is supposed to go inside this other dimension. All the buildings are getting cracked in half, tilting to the other side. Where are the people? Oh, they evacuated. Everybody evacuated. Yeah, right. And then there was Lex Luthor has his soldiers called the Ravens. Superman demolished them in a fraction of a second. See, they did so many things right. Like Lex Luthor, he was a great character. Lois Lane, sometimes her clothing, something to judge about.
Yeah.
And Lex Luthor, they based a lot on his character with John Byrne when he did Superman. That he was jealous of Superman for what he was. He emphasized more on it, okay? And they should have done the same thing with Lois Lane. That Lois Lane, in the John Byrne universe, when he was doing it, that she was a sexy bombshell. And she used her body to attract people's attention, saying they get the stereotype. They go, oh, she's all body but no brains. And then Lois Lane kind of backlashes them because she wants the attention. She wants the reviews there. So she shows nice cleavage, nice body. And then when she goes there, she nails them completely. Here she looks like a waste. No style in clothing and fashion. Sometimes she looks very good, then she looks very And to me, it's like all the other Lois Lane. They should have made it completely different, like the John Byrne kind of style. Lex Luthor, he nailed it. Mr. Terrific, very good. Of all the people's appearance, the only one I was not crazy about it was Hawkgirl. I mean, it looked like, if you compare it to the Hawkman that he was with the Shazam and the Black Adam, if you compare that's supposed to be his resurrected wife and everything, no, she looks more like she's supposed to be the next girlfriend of the Blue Beetle. And she's more Latino. It's like, take a Middle Eastern, kind of like from Egypt or from the Middle East, And then there was one that the Lex Luthor so-called created, and her name is Engineer. So, and then there was Ultraman. So I go Ultraman, or he's Bizarro, which is the clone of Superman and all of that, or it would have been better if it was Apollo. So you have two people from the Authority comic book sense. Then he goes, okay, is Midnight going to appear? Or the team going to come appear because they want their members, they want their members back. That would have been not bad. Like how they got corrupted, how the Lex Luthor was able to corrupt the Authority comic book characters and all that. The parents of Clark Kent, you got a minute.
They were great. I thought they were good.
Oh, come on. The mother was half wasted on the phone. She looked like a nagging woman. The father looked like very, like he's going through a depression. There's no... you don't see them that they're the parents of the greatest superhero ever. Like, how were you guys able to make this kid what it is? You know, to me, they didn't have no substance. They didn't have family value. They felt like they were more like.
And I thought if I can, Bradley Cooper. I don't think he should have been Jarrell. I think for a guy that big to have that small of a part kind of takes away because I don't know.
I think he just wanted to be there.
Didn't work for me.
Then it was Element Man or Metamorphic.
Cool.
Like, here's the thing: his voice was off from my voice in my head because I read comic books and I had his voice more of a guy from Jersey, a tough voice and everything. And then when I heard his voice, like, ooh, that's not his voice. I go, oh my God, it's my voice. I created him. They had a lot of people. That was, and he made it work in that sense. But then, as I said, it was over exaggerated a lot of stuff, like especially the pocket universe going to the other universe. Jimmy Olsen, he's a stud, and he's just a normal kid. All the girls they look at him and they drew. It's like, get out of here, get a life, you know, like Lois, like I said, the Bizarro, Superman, them. When Superman lost all his power because of being in the pocket universe, and they had to bring him back somewhere safe, kind of sense, you know. To me, it's like, okay, you have the spaceship, you have the ship of Mr. Terrific. Go over the ozone layer, direct sun. Oh, but it's night. No. Once you pass the ozone layer, and you pass the moon, there is no more night. Because you're over the polar and you get complete sun. No, she brings him to Kansas to see the parents, and then we miss how like his poster. And to me, it's like, okay, so you're wasting. Oh, that's the other part. This I don't know if you know. When he's talking to Lois Lane, in the background you see the Justice Gang fighting this alien
interdimensional beast. Or something.
Yeah, and imp whatever. Which is the little elf there probably, but the weaker version. And Superman goes, oh, they can handle him. Okay, seriously.
Superman would have gone and fight him.
No, is that the fighting sequence from the soldiers, from the big dragon, the soldier, I mean the Lex Luthor's people, the big monster, from those things, fighting everything. Okay, no innocent people are dying.
And nobody's running away from the kaiju, I noticed. Nobody's really running.
What from what?
The kaiju. Like, people were... Like, the little girl that he saved, she's just walking by like, okay, it's just a regular day.
Superman will do everything for me. And he hasn't had time to save the squirrel. Then he pauses, putting the squirrel down. Then I should report that he saves the building because the monster was about to fall in the building. And he pauses. It's like, seriously? You have time to pause all these things because, oh, I'm Superman. No, the monster didn't attack him because he paused. It's like, come on. And it's like, it was so many things, like he said, like I noticed, like, okay, this is too comic-y, and it bothered me. Oh, this is too comic-y. This is too like Superman, that monster, he was under the foot. The first thing you do is pick it up and get out of the city. Just say it's too heavy, I can't do it. But then what happened to you, the ships and all that? You know, so, sorry. You know, and so like, there's a lot of things, like to me, it bothered me, it went over, and this thing could have been one of the best. If he stopped James Gunn, he was trying to say like, oh, I made the Guardian Galaxy work so I could do Superman with make it light, make it this. Guardian Galaxy worked the first one. The other two start going downhill. That's my opinion, okay? It wasn't even close to number one. The number one was, to me, it got my attention from A to Z. I could have watched easy the second time right away. The other two was like, I couldn't wait to get out of the theater. To me, it was a waste of time. Nothing made sense. It got too comic-y, too stupid. What's called High Evolution, and the other one, it's like, oh, get away. We don't. Like, and same with Superman. A lot of things, like when the Raven of Lex Luthor's soldiers get there, Superman went through like almost over 60 of them.
Minimum, yeah.
Okay, now Lex Luthor created the armor of the Hammer of Bavaro, whatever his name is.
Bavaria.
Yeah. And that armor with of course, Ultron is inside there, right? Or Bizarro was able to handle Superman because it was like Superman couldn't destroy the armor and everything. All of a sudden, these people here, they're nothing. You know, and Mr. Terrific, when he handled the soldiers, I liked the way he did it. Yeah. Class, very emotionless. He's like he's like Spock, you know, a Vulcan. You know, he just does his thing, bang, 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 no emotions, no nothing. But that's it. So to me, it's like they could have like it's good. I enjoyed it, but
It's not our favorite Superman movie.
well, most Superman or they got like Superman Returns was too dark, too serious, too stupid, and then Superman versus Batman they tried to do too much out of nothing. This one had potential to him to clean it up and everything. The robots example when he comes there all injured and everything, they lift him up with their hands. Why? You cannot levitate the guy? All that science you have there, you couldn't levitate from the ground? No, they'll pick him up and he's stiff like a board. It's like, wow, how do you do that? You know, like, so a lot of things. And then, example, when the fortress went up, and I knew it, Ultron, because Ultron is the Sinister Squad of the Justice League, the evil version, right, from the multi-universe there. But they cannot do that because the Ultron, the real Ultron, he's as intelligent as Superman, but in an evil sense of way. So in this one here, it shows that he's getting controlled by the computers. So I go, the only person who could be that dumb is Bizarro. And he's not Bizarro, but we know he's Bizarro.
Yeah.
You know, so and that's it. So overall, look, I got my money's worth. I went Cheapo Night. Full price, I don't know. If I have to go see it again, it'll be back to Cheapo Night.
Yeah.
But for full price, no. There's too much defects or negativity in there that to me is like, okay, seriously, come on. Why don't you fix this and that? Why don't you fix? And then on one part I forgot to get. There's the headquarters of the Justice Society League. And that's it. So if that's there, Guy Gardner is not supposed to be the Green Lantern. It's Alan, whatever the family name is there. He's supposed to be the Green Lantern, kind of sense.
But I think they based this on what's it called, Justice League International, that has Guy Gardner in it, right?
Yeah, but it's not. But
they use the Hall of Justice from
the Hall of
League.
Justice. Even the Justice League used it after because the Justice Society kind of retired and they took over the building, certain part. And I think we're talking about maybe 20, 30 years ago. But overall, it's like. So Gaga, as we call a gun, he's trying to do again, like I'm the man. And to me, no, he didn't hit it off the ballpark. This would be not bad. I bet you anything the next one will be the worst that ever existed. And that's it.
I think what they had to do is make a Superman movie that was entertaining and change the perception of Warner Brothers and DC films of being horrible. So this is not horrible, it's entertaining, it's just not the greatest.
Okay, let's put it this way. If you and I brought people with us who know nothing about comic books,
they would have a hard time with some of it, I think.
We have to explain everything to them.
Yeah.
There was too much.
That's the problem. That's my
yes,
issue
that's what I'm saying. I knew everybody was in there. And certain things, like example, like the Element Man or Metamorphosis, he has a baby. I know that he has a baby later on. But that's lately, the last year or 2 years. But Metamorphosis, he's been in the DC Comics over 60 years. Yeah. So all of a sudden, who are these people who are supposed to know that's his baby with the girl that he was with? I think she's a mermaid or something like that. I don't remember, because I kind of was the Outsiders and all that. So, you have to explain to everybody, okay, this person's this person's that. How do you know? Okay, just listen and ask. Okay, tell me who's no, watching the movie. No, I'll tell you later. No, I want to know. There's too much that you're lost.
Yeah.
Kind of sense. And he wants all of us do our research before we go see the movie.
Yeah.
And that's what the people they're wrong. They should take to the basic of what Superman is supposed to be, make it more modern, true. Get rid of all the mistakes they did in time because you're doing a movie. In a movie, you cannot do more than the actor cannot do more than 6 because that's already like 12 to 15 years doing 6 movies. And you calculate how you're supposed to do. The Lex Luthor and mentality, I liked him, but the part in there, his agenda is too small. He wants to have the other country. No, that's not Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor wants
the world.
Yes. He would have started with the Caribbean islands, take the whole Caribbean island because there's no superheroes and everything, and then start invading other countries one after or the Latinos and all that, the South America, because they have those powerful superheroes. Because DC Universe, you notice that all the superheroes and supervillains, they're all in the United States, right? That's I believe, but he's gonna take a little desert place because it doesn't make sense. His strategy doesn't make sense at all, you know. So overall, no. James Gunn went there. He's like, oh, I'm the golden finger. I'm gonna touch it. I think it goes to gold. It's good, but not more expensive. Not more than the cheaper knife for me.
All right, so that's our review of
What's
Superman.
you?
I enjoyed it. I think I have to watch it again because, like Man of Steel,
Yeah, but
I
what-
didn't like it the first time. When I saw it again, wow, this is I think is there's it's such a different movie. You have to really step into it.
See, he's a pure Superman fanatic,
Yes,
and he's evading the question. What if you go again? How much are you willing to pay?
I'll go cheapy night for sure.
Not total 100%.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that's it. See, so you agree with me now. Whereas,
Yeah, in a way.
see, it's hard
In
to
a way,
get it.
in a way.
And then when it comes to Fantastic Four, that's my soft sore. He's gonna instigate me because that was the first superhero team that I used to buy comic books.
Oh,
Yes.
so look, there might be
And-
some friction.
There was Bolin and was in Perez was drawing those days in my days.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm wondering where they're going, how fast they're going. But this one here, as I said, I hope you're well informed. If you bring someone with you who does know nothing about superheroes, Superman completely,
You might have problems.
read the
Read the bios of these
the
heroes.
bio of the movie. No, the movie who's mostly there, and explain to them. I'm explaining you this, and then any other question, write it down on a piece of paper. I'll answer later on.
Yeah.
And that's it.
All right, this is Steven
Gio.
for Superman. Hit the like button, subscribe, guys, and see you next time at the movie theaters.
Ciao, guys.
Ciao.